Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to be looking at the Super Strike Grandpa Gohan that finally got his revamp and EZA on Global. He is a unit that is in a weird spot. Some of the Super Strike units, it's kind of cool that they did that for them, I guess, but some of the Super Strike units are weird choices for characters. Like we have Chilled, I think apart from like a summonable SR, he's like the only Chilled in the game, right? There are a couple of characters that don't really have like top tier summonable units that they gave Super Strike options. King Vegeta is another good example, King Cold. The problem with that, however, then comes to the practical application of when you want to use them in the game. So if we take a look, like Grandpa Gohan, obviously just by virtue of being Grandpa Gohan, is on Goku Family, which is probably going to be one of his best teams. He's on Bond of Master and Disciple, Earthlings, Turtle School. Like a lot of these don't have like full 200 or even full 170 across the board leader skills yet. Now, obviously for Global, we are going to see the release of the Path to Power Kid Goku, who is definitely going to be a big bonus for this guy, because I think, is he on his 200% leader skill? I think he might be. He links up well with Kid Goku's. He doesn't link up as well as he does with this Kid Goku that we've brought, but I've literally brought this guy solely for the showcase purposes, because he is terrible. I mean, look at his passive. Attack and defense, 80%. Like, that's basically it. But he's here because he provides 5 links to Grandpa Gohan. Now, I believe the physical Path to Power Goku is only 3, because he's missing Shattering the Limit, because that Goku is a fierce battle unit. I'm actually not sure what the other link is. I'd have to double check. But that Goku, because of the support he provides with like the extra damage reduction and stuff like that, could actually be quite useful. So is it worth running Grandpa Gohan? Let's have a look. So super attack is raised attack and defense for 1 turn, supreme damage to the enemy and lowers attack. Pretty straightforward, standard super attack, like decent effect. Raising attack and defense. The attack lowering is a bonus if it's actually applicable. And then his passive, 3 key, attack 100% and defense 150. So giving himself key is good, especially on some of these teams where he might not get the best links. He gets an additional 100% defense, and all allies attack and defense 20% when there is another Goku family ally on the team. So just on a Goku family team, he will be providing 20% support as well as having an extra 100% defense, which is good. Then he gets an additional 50% attack and gives all allies an extra 20% when there is an ally whose name includes Goku Youth attacking in the same turn. So when he's on rotation with a Kid Goku, he's a 40% support unit, as well as getting a little bit of extra attack. So it does, like, this kit, if this was on like a summonable TUR, that obviously was maybe a better character with better links, and maybe wasn't necessarily a Kid Goku that he was paired to. Like, the kit itself on paper is not terrible. He also gets attacks effective against all types when the enemy is stunned or sealed, and he has a high chance to guard when HP is 58% or less. So obviously I went full additional. I don't really see the need to use him for damage, so I didn't give him any extra crit other than the free level 5, and I just put the rest into dodge. I obviously haven't given mine any skill orbs, because realistically I'm probably not going to use him all that much. Maybe we'll see how good he is when that Path to Power Kid Goku comes out. But I definitely think full dodge would be a decent way to go. So we've got 5 links active here. We've got this Goku who provides support for Goku Family. So we do have 300k defense at the start of the turn. I actually hadn't clocked his defense until now when I've deliberately gone to check it. And 300k, bear in mind his super attack, he's going to get an extra 30% on super. So almost 100k, right, on super. Now, unfortunately, with no other defensive kit built in, like no dodge, no damage reduction, no guard if we're on full HP, 400k defense obviously not going to cut it in some of the harder events. But I mean, honestly, I don't think that's that bad, because again, going back to talking about the potential of using him in the future with the Path to Power Kid Goku, he's providing damage reduction. So having a, you know, a slight, like a substandard amount of defense, but then backed up with some damage reduction is pretty decent. Obviously, again, he's not going to be like tanking red zone bosses, which I think is something that we talk about a lot when I showcase these like free-to-play units. You kind of have to set the bar of expectation a little bit lower. You know, a free-to-play unit could perform well in a red zone event, potentially, especially if it's against a main boss where they have type advantage. but I pretty much would never be expecting them to tank red zone bosses for like double digits or even be able to survive a super attack. So Grandpa Gohan kind of fits into the same category. The Super Strike units have been a little bit all over the place in terms of how good they are. Like King Cold and Mecha Frieza I think are really good. King Vegeta's just kind of doesn't really have much of a place. The AGL Pycon is not great. There's definitely a few of them that stand out and then a few that are just very forgettable. And unfortunately for Grandpa Gohan, he does have a somewhat decent kit, but like I said, it's just the fact that it's attached to the wrong character on like the wrong categories and stuff, right? Like imagine a Goku that had this exact same passive, right? So he needs a Goku family unit on the team to get some extra defense and provide support. Easy to do. Probably going to run him with some other form of Goku anyway. And then if the unit he has to be on rotation with is like a Gohan, for example, then that unit would be super good, and obviously would have typical good Goku links, especially if it was like a Super Saiyan Goku, or Super Saiyan 2 or 3 or whatever, so he's got links like Super Saiyan, potentially Golden Warrior, stuff like that. Like, the passive that this Grandpa Gohan has is quite good. It's just, unfortunately, the fact it's on a free-to-play unit who is on a bunch of teams that don't really see a lot of play or a lot of support. And I don't know if the release of, like, the Path to Power Kid Goku is going to be enough to fix that. Now we are using the Goku family support memory, so we are getting that extra permanent buff, which kind of makes up a little bit for the fact that we don't have a 200% lead. We're getting 180% from the leader skill from Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So I mean, from what I'm seeing like so far, he's definitely not terrible, and I would put him easily straight away. I'd have to think about it more to give him like an overall ranking, but I would easily put him in the top half of the Super Strike units for like how good he is. It's just going to be a case of are you realistically going to use him? So this is a turn where we don't have an extra support unit on the rotation. And you can see we've only got 163. I think, did he get defense lowered on the previous turn? I think he might have done. So not a crazy amount of defense here. And remember, this is, you know, it's only the legendary Vegeta event, which isn't the hardest event in the world anymore. You can still tank for double digits pre-super, which is not bad. I don't know, would he tank a super attack from this Vegeta for double digits? I'm actually not sure if he would. But again, that's why I feel like maybe going for dodge as his secondary or even his primary ability in the hidden potential system is definitely not the worst idea, because I like to go for additional for units that raise their defense on super, right? Just makes sense. Get a double super, get an extra defense raise. But this guy, you could, I guess, get away with running him primarily as a support unit, especially if you're running that Path to Power Goku team and you're going to have a Kid Goku on both rotations. That means he's always going to be on the turn with a Kid Goku, so he's always providing 40% support. And then floating in the third spot, it means he's only ever going to get hit after he's super attacked. So his defense is going to be at its best for the turn. And then, of course, if you picked up the orbs for the Path to Power Goku, he then also has damage reduction. So I actually could see him being a decent free-to-play option for a support unit on that Kid Goku's team. But other than that, until then, especially now with the meta on Global and the teams that he actually fits on right now, I can't really see a huge number of places that you're going to use him. Like in the future, Turtle School, Earthlings, like some of those teams are going to get much better leaders and some more support, and then this Grandpa Gohan could potentially be pretty good. But yeah, I think in terms of the current meta, until that Path to Power Kid Goku comes out, he's not going to be looking anything too crazy. Because we're seeing consistently between like 3 and 4 million, depending on whether he has support for his attack. But I think you have to bear in mind his main draw for him being put onto your team is probably going to be that support. So I like the fact that he dodged the super there. I think we took, what was it, like 11k from a super in the previous phase, which again, this kind of comes back to, like, if he's taking that much damage in the Vegeta event, like, what kind of damage is he going to be taking in the red zone? So, again, though, well, you know, 180 lead. Let me double check, actually, whether Path to Power Goku actually gives him a 200% leader skill. I'll have to check on the wiki. So, let's just play out this turn here. Do I have this on skip or no? Yeah, let's put these on skip. Let's fire off both the Kamehamehas here. Unless we get crits, we're probably not taking him out. But, so let's find Path to Power Goku. Probably easiest to go straight to DB Saga. We'll fire off this one. Because, yeah, if he is getting the 200% leader skill from that Path to Power Kid Goku, not only is he getting an extra 40% that he's not getting on this team, because obviously we're using the support memory, but you would still just use that on that team, right? To give them the extra buff. So he could actually be looking pretty good. Let's see. So his Path to Power Kid Goku should maybe be the next Dokkan Fest release on Global. Dragon Ball Saga Youth or Exploding Rage is his 3 key and 170. And then Dragon Ball Seekers or Bond of Friendship is his extra 30%. Is Grandpa Gohan on Dragon Ball Seekers? Was he ever actively looking for the Dragon Balls? We know he had the 4-star Dragon Ball because he gave it to Goku, but does he count as being like actively looking for the Dragon Balls? No, he's not on the category. So, and is he on Bond of Master and Disciple? He trained with... Oh no, it's Bond of Friendship. I mean, I guess he's friends with Roshi, or was. You could potentially make an argument for it, I guess. So is he on there? No, he's not. So that means he isn't getting the 200% leader skill. That kind of changes it a little bit, because that means he's getting a lower overall leader skill on that Path to Power Goku team than he is in this setup, because he's getting 180 from the Super Saiyan 4 Gokus. So his defense is actually going to be a little bit lower in this exact same scenario, but he's then going to be backed up with that little bit of extra damage reduction. So it's kind of here or there depending on whether that is good or not. Because like if he's taking a super from an AGL boss, having that little bit of extra damage reduction from Kid Goku is probably not going to be enough, considering his overall lower defense. But let me know what you guys think down below. I definitely think his kit is really solid. It'll be interesting to see if he could perform decently well on that Kid Goku team. Because remember, if a Kid Goku's on rotation, he's a 40% support unit. So we wouldn't necessarily expect him to be the tankiest or hardest hitting unit in the game. And so then maybe the role would just be give him full dodge and run him on that team as a support unit. I'm not sure. So let me know what you guys think down below. I'll definitely have another look at him in the future when the Path to Power Kid Goku comes out. Let me know, out of all the Super Strike units that are left to still get their revamps, which one are you looking forward to the most? Let me know all of that stuff down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.